Angry Birds is a game I'm sure everyone is familiar with one way or another, whether that be the mobile games or the movies, or maybe you remember Isle of Pigs releasing on the PSVR1. Well, this is the port for the PSVR2, but is it any good? Before we jump into the main part of the review, let's go over the prices. These are all in dollars, so feel free to convert them if needed. So, if you're someone who owned the game before on the PSVR1, then fortunately you get a discounted upgrade of $9.99. But if this is your first time buying, then it's $19.99, so overall not too bad. To start off, the game eases you in quite slow, which allows you to get used to the first bird, red, and the beginning terrain. You learn how to move, which is done through teleportation to each point. These switch up and aren't always the same. After a few levels you meet Yellow and you learn about special abilities. There are 4 terrains in the first section, each split up into 13 levels with a boss at the end of each one. Although you're probably going to disregard it's a boss level as you're likely to play it like a normal level. But bear in mind the boss takes more hits. Once you finish the first section, you then move on to the second section, which is the Spooky Island. This is basically the same terrains but with different art style and a few changes to the playing field. Overall, there are 104 levels, so there is enough to keep you busy for a few hours. I personally think the main selling point to the game is the level customization. This offers so much playability. You can create and share your own levels as well as play others that have been shared. Creating a level is made very simple. You select the pieces you want to build your structures and then place the pigs. You also have to select the loadout for the player to use. I've tried a handful of user created levels and it was a mixed bag of tricky and pointless. Some have been made to start and end on their own, which are the pointless levels, although when you find those trickier ones, you're going to be scratching your head for a bit. Gameplay wise, it's very simple to understand. If you've played any other Angry Birds game, then you'll feel right at home. You slingshot the birds at the structures to take out the pigs. Taking out all the pigs is the aim, but destroying more structures and not using all of your birds will gain you more score. Throughout your playthrough you will notice some minimal changes to the gameplay. By this you will see birds having different abilities which include speed, separation and explosion. There are also different objects on the field such as TNT which will always help. However, during the later levels you will see boxes that turn materials to ice, stone and wood within the vicinity when hit. This can be a benefit but also a huge issue. The gameplay is fun for every player and is definitely long lasting if you like chasing stars. I didn't grasp much of a story, but the synopsis mentions that the pigs come to this vacation island and you're there to rid them. With games like this, I don't expect a story, so I have no issue with the lack of one. The graphics are vibrant and colourful, each Angry Bird is showcased very well as are the terrains. I personally like the colours and style that they've went for. It's very well animated and is in line with their previous work in the Angry Bird franchise. Settings wise, you stand in one place and shoot pigs with birds. There isn't much for comfort settings as you're not moving, therefore they get a pass on this one. Overall, Angry Birds Isle of Pigs is a fun VR game for everyone, but it does get quite repetitive. By the time I reached Spooky Island, I found it to be less exciting and I felt I'd experienced everything. Sure, there are a few things that change, but not enough to get you hyped back up. Well, at least not for me. I ran into next to no issues, yet I did find there were some tracking problems at times, but this was only when sitting down, so I thought that'd be worth mentioning. Personally, I think this game is worth it, especially if you like chasing high scores and stars. Also with the addition of level creation, it does increase the playability. So the question is, should you buy it now or wait for a sale? I think if you're someone who's played previous Angry Bird games and enjoy them, or the franchise altogether, then you'll feel right at home and you'll have no need to wait. However, if you're someone who prefers a more hyped up VR experience, then maybe wait for a sale or avoid it. So that concludes my review for Angry Birds VR Isle of Pigs. If you've enjoyed this video, then make sure to comment, like and subscribe. I'll be reviewing all the PSVR2 games, therefore you'll see some of the newer releases as well as the old. Thanks for watching.